2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, y'all. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here. So is Shaquille O'Neal. This is the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight we'll see the Denver Nuggets playing against the Atlanta Hawks. Well, for Atlanta, they're sitting at 500 over the last 10 games, kind of treading water. They'd really like to make a splash over the next few games. So we're right around halfway through the season. Shaq, a lot of trade discussions happening. What are your keys to making a great deal?
Well, it depends on your goal. You want to win now? You want to win later? A combination of both? Does your analysis ever make changes out of emotion?
Well, acquiring players that fit your system. You have to have a system first. That's the key. And if your trade looks too good to be true, it probably is.
I meant to say, do your analysis, never make changes out of emotion.
Okay.
See, I was emotional when I was talking about it.
Well, I heard you.
I
I understood it. I understood
All right.
it.
You did?
Not really, but.
Me either. And now with the tip-off, coming up shortly, it's time to send it to Kevin Harlan for the call.
It's interconference time for these Nuggets as they come in as the visiting team. Welcome to what should be a great Saturday night for the NBA. With Brent Barry and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge will be joining us on the sideline as well. For the Atlanta Hawks earlier this season, they were the winning team in the last matchup against the Denver Nuggets.
Their last game against this squad, they won out thanks to some big contributions from the bench.
Yeah, a few of their reserves got some decent minutes that night, and they took the opportunity and ran with it. A lot of scoring coming off the pine in that win.
Now about midway through the season, a couple teams starting to slide, and they're desperate to turn things around.
But does that mean, Kevin, desperate means you've got to make a bunch of changes, or do you go back to some of the things that had you in a position where we were talking about you in a positive manner?
Well, you want to remember your mission statement, don't you? What did we begin the season with?
Right. What did we come out of training camp?
Yes.
What was our mantra coming out of training camp? And maybe late November into early December, we won 7 of 10 games. Well, guess what? Break out that film. Let's sit down. Let's talk about it. Let's show some of the highlights of what we're capable of doing.
Go back to what we wanted to be.
And then bring it into the next game and show that you're capable of doing it again.
Agreed. Now let's take a look at Denver's opening lineup. Inside, it's the talented pair of Millsap and Jokic. Harris and Barton, the two wings. And it's Murray in at the 1 spot. Shot by Collins, no good. And there's the call on John Collins. That is his first foul of the game. And here's Denver. Defeated by the Hornets in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
And they couldn't get stops when they needed to. The opposition just too comfortable shooting the basketball.
And it's not that you have to take chances, but you got to step up your effort and try to get disruptive. They never did that. And on the road, that's a recipe for disaster. Well, Jamal Murray, you can't start much younger than Jamal did. At age 3, he reportedly could play basketball for hours on end. Where's the nap time, Kevin? Where is the nap time?
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
And he knocks down the first one. There really isn't a time in Murray's life that he wasn't great at this game.
No, in Canada, just such a great career in Ontario. Played alongside, actually, Thon Maker. And then 1 year at Kentucky. Who doesn't have 1 year at Kentucky? Drafted 7th overall. And what an amazing fit that he's still pointing up and improving. One of the game's more deadly shooters right now. He talks so much about rhythm from the field. How about a rhythm from the free throw line? That looks good.
Prince outside. Back to Young. Bazemore on the wing. Offensive rebound. Len. And the dunk by Len.
This guy's got a great nose for the offensive glass, and I like how he used those long arms that time to reach up, snag that rebound.
Barton kicks to Jokic. With the fadeaway. Yep, that one goes.
He didn't need to fade back. No one in his face, but he buried it anyway.
For Atlanta, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Here's Young. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Yeah, just exceptional focus on these hard finishes. Young welcomes getting physical on the way up.
And for Trae Young, it's a little unfair that he's already being compared to Steph Curry.
Scouts are always going to look for comparisons. And I'm not saying Young is Curry, but many of the strengths and weaknesses are similar. The size and athleticism, the insane range, and both have that it factor.
That one misses for Young.
Interesting, Kevin. I got drafted by the Nuggets, never played there. They drafted me 15th overall back in the 1995 draft and then shipped me out. I would have been a much better skier, by the way.
Let's send it out to David Aldridge, who caught up with head coach Mike Malone. David?
Well, Kevin, I asked him what the strategy was offensively, and he said, look, we want to avoid having to take so many outside shots. They want to exploit what he described as a mismatch inside. He said, we have the talent down low to make things very difficult on those guys, and we're going to use it. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Here's Bazemore. Gary Harris making his last shot. It doesn't go for him.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, maybe lazy play calling or just going through the motions on that possession. This often leads to a bad shot.
And Brent, I'm thinking back to that trade. The Nuggets were moving up to select Antonio McDyess.
Yep, McDyess went number 2 overall and obviously went on to have a pretty stellar career. And Rodney Rogers and I went to Los Angeles, where I got a lot of early minutes in my rookie campaign. So interesting trade on draft night.
For Atlanta, they've gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Shot by Collins, no good.
Those are chances. Almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Prince kicks to Young. Millsap against Collins. The pass to Bazemore. 13 feet away. And once again off the mark by Atlanta.
And he completely threw the timing off on that jumper. That is how you D up.
Playing with tremendous aggressiveness without fouling. That's an excellent job.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks. Defeated by the Wizards in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
And unfortunately for them, they just ran into a hot shooting team and really had no answers.
This is what happens when you take nothing away defensively. Just too inactive in this game on that end of the floor.
Isaiah Thomas is checked in for Harris. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Young taking his time here. Out to the right wing. Atlanta again missing. And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for the Denver Nuggets. He kicks to Barton. From the arc, a three-pointer is right on target.
And that's some nice rotation on the ball there from Barton. Looks totally calm rising up for threes.
Here's Young. 26 points for him last game against Washington.
Defensive mindset tonight was huge. He was a real pest coming up with all those steals and had great activity.
The Hawks have shot just one free throw, missing that one earlier.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And the Nuggets with some changes. Plumlee is checked in for Jokic. And Trey Lyles subbed in for Will Barton. Well, Brent, as a former dunk contest winner, I have to ask your thoughts on one of the great Hawks of all time, the terrific human highlight film, Dominique Wilkins.
Well, Dominique, one of the greatest athletes this game has ever seen, and one of the most feared dunkers, obviously, of his era. You remember a lot of the highlights with Neek coming in, flying in, and finishing off a shot that might have missed from the opposite wing and going up over the top of 2 or 3 guys. So he certainly doesn't get enough credit nationally for the type of offensive firepower that Neek provided for his beloved Atlanta Hawks for years and years.
And Young, here we go, and it's sent back by Plumlee. Murray kicks to Thomas. Here's Millsap. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
The Hawks trail by 7. And here's Young. He's got 7. Now, here's Lyons. Millsap looking it over. Pass to Wiles. Puts up a 3. That's good. And it's Millsap with the assists. Wiles got his first 3 points of the game.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
And if you check out the strategy, you can see already the plays that they're calling. Feels like they found a weakness or two in the defense.
Now, here's Dedmon. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. To stop the run, Collins. There we go. Now in the scoring column with that make, he is 1 for 4.
And that's just too easy, too big, too far inside. And that's as simple as it gets.
To the inside, and stolen by Dedmon. The Hawks working the ball around. Here's Prince. Good work defensively by Millsap.
Credit the defense, wisely avoiding fouling the shooter. Don't want to give up a personal there. And he made him attempt a difficult layup.
And Brent, you think about Paul Millsap, not a top 10 draft pick, not even taken in the first round.
Yeah, how about that? 47th pick in the second round, and nothing really has been handed to Paul Millsap. He's earned every bit of it, and that's why even to this day he plays with a chip on his shoulder.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Paul Millsap.
Well, Paul Millsap continues to work hard and continues to be an example of hard work paying off.
Here's what Denver's going with right now. Hernan Gomez comes in for Mason Plumlee. And Morris subbed in for Murray. Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over.
And in a win-or-go-home scenario last year, the Nuggets lost their final regular season game. They missed out in the playoffs for the 5th season in a row. I don't see that happening this year. I think they'll be there.
And with this opportunity, we can show you this season's top shot blocking teams. The Hawks, number 1.
And sometimes a team will get one guy who can block. Other times a guy finds ways to get others involved in blocking. It can be contagious. If he can do it, why not me? Then all of a sudden you look up and you're leading the league in blocks.
Now here's Davis. And it's Carter missing. And talking about the Nuggets, despite how last year ended, this is a young team on the rise for sure.
Yeah, there are a number of guys that took significant strides last year, and they're certainly an exciting team to watch. The Nuggets may hit their peak just as other teams in the West may be coming down.
Pretty early to be over the limit. That foul situation is something we want to keep an eye on.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe.
You look at Paul Millsap's career and just how much has changed from being the role player in Utah and scoring around the basket to becoming part of that great run in Atlanta where he expanded his game to the 3-point line. Now that scoring and that rebounding is a huge part of what they need here in Denver.
And there's the foul. And it's on Taurean Prince. So that will be his 2nd foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. Kent Bazemore's checked in for Atlanta. And Morris drops them both. And talking Millsap, you really do know what you're going to get from him year in and year out.
Yeah, it's super consistent, and it goes beyond the stats. He plays with great passion. He's tough. He wants to win basketball games, and that desire shows up every night. The interesting thing is about Paul Millsap being a carrier for this ball club. It's a role he's still getting used to.
Here's Thomas following the three by Atlanta. Down low. Outside for Millsap. That's good, and it's Thomas picking up the assist. That's now 8 points for Millsap.
Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
And already the lead is significant. Excellent play on both ends.
Over to the wing. Herter. He's guarded by Thomas. Carter with the three. Another three for Atlanta.
Oh, a little punch, counter punch action. Neither side flinching here.
Yeah, both sides trying to keep up with one another, but doing it from distance.
Hernan Gomez kicks to Millsap. Pass to Thomas. The shot. That's no good. Couldn't get his first shot to go.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Carter outside. In the corner, Bazemore with it. And the lead is down inside single digits. Bazemore's got 5 now.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
Thomas against Davis. The 11-footer. Thomas no good. And it's Davis with the ball for the Hawks. Trailing here by 8.
And that was an easy one there. Just a missed opportunity.
Yeah, sometimes everything can go right, but the shot doesn't go down. Nothing there is automatic.
And you look at the all-around game of Trey Lyles. Brent effective and efficient.
Had a great stretch last year with the Denver Nuggets. A good shooter and a good rebounder. Not quite sure about what position that he plays, but still adding some strength and a solid contributor. He could have an extended 10 or 12-year career if he finds the right fit.
The first free throw is good.
You just have to be more disciplined. I mean, too many fouls and free throw attempts for the opponent.
Mason Plumlee's checked in for Denver. Gary Harris comes in for Thomas. Both shots good from the stripe.
When you think back for Trey Lyles, forever linked to Donovan Mitchell, they were involved in that draft day trade. And of course, with revisionist history, people look at that much differently. Obviously, Mitchell came out and was on fire, while Lyles has shown a little bit more steady improvement and being patient and waiting for his time.
4 on the clock. Spellman. That's in there. Carter with the assist.
You can blame some poor defense on that play. Just a total breakdown. Got to at least contest at some point.
Morris outside. Kicks it to Plumlee. Back to Morris. Takes the three. Lyles. And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is. And so they will award the basket there.
That's a very close call. I'm sure he thinks it's a clean block, but looks like it was on the way down.
The Hawks trail by 9. Herter covered by Morris. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And getting back to the Lyles-Mitchell trade reminds me of when George Hill was traded by the Spurs for Kawhi Leonard, who had been drafted by Indiana.
Yeah, it's always tough to be associated in a deal where that player goes on to immediate stardom and you're still trying to find some footing. And now Lyles was traded along with that draft pick for Mitchell, so the deal wasn't just 1-to-1, but it's a trade that certainly people will remember.
The first one falls, and the Hawks making a change here. Len's checked in. And so he makes both from the line. 5 years from now, who do you think will be the best player in the NBA?
5 years from now, the best player in the NBA will be
Antetokounmpo? I'm going to go.
Wow.
I'm going to go and just say that right now.
You think he'll be the best player in the league?
If he does not get injured, I think he'll be the best player in the NBA. 5 years from now.
Okay, that sounds good.
Give me another name.
Is Joel Embiid going to be
like
the
that as
man
well.
in the league?
I like that if he stays healthy. Of course, you can say it with anybody.
You can say it with anybody, but Joel Embiid might just be that guy.
Special talents. Now here is Carter. 11 points for him in that last game against Washington. Spellman. It's hauled in by Lyles.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Morris outside. Harris outside. Lyles passes to Harris. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And stolen by Bazemore. And the dunk by Bazemore.
Every time Bazemore gets close to the rim, it is always exciting to see how it is he's going to finish. Love seeing dunks like that.
The Nuggets leading by 5. Morris kicks to Lyles. Back to Morris. Land against Plumlee. Here's Harris. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
And that's how you set up your teammates. Done with a little bit of flair. Think about Gary Harris and just how well-rounded this shooting guard is. A sound defender, good shooter, great slasher and cutter. Provides some toughness, willing to do a lot of work. Sky the limit still here for Gary Harris.
Bembry's checked in for Atlanta.
One shot.
A free throw off from Harris.
And Gary Harris has a ton of confidence, has a ton of versatility, and is so important for this team. Be fun to watch the maturation process of one Gary Harris.
Well, they're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
16 seconds left here in the first quarter. Barton against Carter. Morris right side. Just 5 to shoot. Softly drops in the floater. And the Nuggets lead by 6.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
Another 3 for Atlanta. Paul Millsap has been leading the charge for Denver. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. We've got more in store for you right after this. Nikola Jokic, a former second-round pick, turned star in the league, talks about what the game means to him.
Basketball, like passion, love. Like that is the thing I play like when I know 4, 6, 7 years old. I don't know. Like basketball is always in my life. That like I think it's passion. I think it's passion.
In basketball, Greg, a big deal in Jokic's native land of Serbia.
And I love his creativity. There's an artistry and a freedom in how he plays the game.
And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. What do you guys think about the Nuggets out here in this one?
So far, they've been active, scoring the basketball, built up a little lead here, and looking good.
Well, when you come out in the first quarter with that kind of offense, obviously the game plan is in full effect. Let's see if they can keep that momentum going.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. And so in the game for the Hawks, Young and Bazemore team up in the backcourt. Carter is out there with Dwayne Dedmon, and it's Land in at center. Now, here is Young. Passes it to Len. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Pretty good concentration there. The more touches Len is getting on the inside, it seems like the confidence is growing.
Morris finds Plumlee. Harris outside. Barton wide open. He fires. No good from outside. The Hawks trail by 3. Young up top, covered by Morris. Young with the steal. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, Paul Millsap is an all-star forward whose dedication to the game is reflected in his year-to-year improvement. He said, the drive to the gym is where I find my peace, getting my mind prepared. I come with the mindset of getting better. It's gotten me this far. Kevin?
He is a true professional. David, thank you.
Well, he's got both height and length, and that time showed them both.
Morris looking over the floor. Barton outside. They get a hand on it. Morris passes to Jokic. Rejected by Len.
Well, putting the wingspan to great use, Len throws that one away.
Bazemore. No one around him. And that one goes long. And so it's Barton bringing it up for the Nuggets. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game.
And when the D is this non-existent, it's pretty easy for shooters. Fishing with dynamite.
The Hawks trail by 4. Young, right side. Sinks that one from the post. Young's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And the work ethic coming into play there. I like how Young can just focus on the task at hand.
Morris outside. Puts up a 3. Atlanta with the rebound.
Well, there's no doubt that the Hawks are right in the midst or the beginning stages of a massive rebuild. It's something that the Hawks organization had delayed quite a bit. They had that great core of Horford, Korver, Teague, and Bazemore that got them into the playoffs for several seasons. But now it's about the future. It's about growth. And it's about these young guys getting an opportunity.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
The shot's good from Nikola Jokic.
Not going to intimidate Jokic at that range. His focus tonight, razor sharp.
Atlanta calls timeout. And the Hawks and the rebuild, it was something they put off year after year.
Well, it was a team here that made the playoffs every season since 2008, so a 9-year run for the Atlanta Hawks, and they tried their best to add players to put them over the top, but nobody really came down to Atlanta to do that. So you can't be mad for a decade of really good basketball here in Atlanta, and now the reset is on.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Collins comes in for Len, and it's Taurean Prince in for Kent Bazemore. Denver also making some changes. Paul Millsap is checked in for Plumlee. Isaiah Thomas comes in for Gary Harris. And Murray's subbed in for Morris. Here's Murray following the score by Vince Carter. To the middle. Young against Murray. And Young kicks to Prince. Out of bounds. Denver takes possession. Now let's take a look at how the shots have been divided up between 3-point shots and 2-point shots for the Nuggets.
They are shooting the lights out from beyond on really limited attempts. So you have to think they ought to feed those hot hands on the perimeter and see if they can keep this thing going.
Thomas with the ball, and Young picks him up defensively. Thomas dishes to Millsap. Another shot. That shot off the mark. So Atlanta will take it the other way. Their next game is at the American Airlines Center in Dallas for a game with the Mavericks. That's game 1 of a 3-game road trip. Denver in the lead. Thomas kicks to Murray. Now, here's Jokic. Dedmon defending. Near the 3-point line, it's Thomas. Misses off the right iron.
The human aspect of basketball. You cannot fault the shot selection. He had a clean look. You just can't make them all.
Here's Carter. It's good. This game is all even. Carter's got 7 points in the game.
Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the D thinking. Jump shot. Gave a little pump fake. And then off to the races.
And Trae Young gets the whistle that time. That's his third foul of the game. Juan Hernangomez, he's checked in for Denver. Got a piece of it. Millsap finds Hernangomez. That's good. And it's Millsap with the assists. Hernangomez has got himself on the board with 3 there.
Well, you overreact to Paul Millsap. Good job of him staying patient and then finding one of his open teammates.
So many teams switching the pick and roll, and we can see it defensively, what it does. How are offenses countering that?
I think the offense is what they're doing, Kevin, is being selective as to who it is comes out to set the pick. If I'm Steph Curry or I'm Kyrie Irving, and I know there's a big defender guarding my 4-man or my 5-man, I'm going to call that screen up to the top of the key and make sure that I can go at the weaker defender that's guarding either one of my players to gain advantage.
And he makes the first. An exciting team in Denver these days, and their fans are letting them know it.
Yeah, they're starting to get fired up in Denver. The arena sold out 14 times last year compared to just 3 times the year before. So for decades, this has been a football town. Nuggets starting to garner some attention with the type of roster and the way that they play.
Vince Carter hits them both.
Yeah, Carter just a freak of nature, one of the best dunkers the game has ever seen, a top-tier shooting guard who just embraces the spotlight.
Murray doesn't get it to drop for him. Prince with the defensive effort. Carter, the pass to Dedmon. And it's sent back by Jokic.
Deceptive reach from Jokic there, swatting that shot away using those long arms.
Thomas, good.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Young against Murray. And Young kicks to Prince. A 3-ball. And the 3-ball is good. Prince has got the game tied up here for the Hawks.
Well, when you spot it up like that, Taurean Prince, those percentages go up. Very comfortable on that one.
Here's Thomas. The rebound by Prince.
Wow, huge sigh of relief for the defense on that possession. You cannot give mid-range shooters any space like that to operate.
And it's Millsap with the ball for the Nuggets. Thomas with the ball. Started now by Prince. Thomas, good.
And just enough wiggle room to get off his shot.
Well, tremendous focus with the bigger guy all over him. It speaks to the toughness he has down there.
Now, here is Young. 11 points in the game. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. And Trae Young gets the whistle that time. That's his 4th foul of the contest. And the Nuggets making a change here. Isles checked in. Out left to the wing. Good ball movement here by the Nuggets. It's tipped.
Such a good defender, Taurean Prince. Physical, good lateral movement, and has the tools there to snuff out a shot.
And checking out the stats for Jokic. The last 10 or so games, he has been remarkable. 9th in rebounding, and he's in the top 20 in steals, bringing that focus and intensity at both ends.
And he's a top 10 rebounder this year for good reason. He's unbelievably driven, and he competes with you for the entire game. First one falls for him.
Well, the Hawks were super young last year, and they had all the troubles that come with youth. Inconsistency, guys trying to find out what their role is for the year. Lots of turnover problems and questionable shot selection. And now they're younger this year. So If you're a fan of the Hawks, patience is the key.
So he gets them both. And for the Hawks, those problems are things that are just part of the process, Brent, of growing this team.
Yeah, you got to really focus on positives around this rebuild. They've got a solid group of young, talented players that can really shoot the basketball. What they're going to have to do is start to take some pride on the defensive end of the floor, and they're going to have to learn what it takes to play an 82-game season with consistent effort on both ends.
Anderson's shot is off.
It looked like he wanted no part of that. Superb defense there, really making it tough on him.
Kent Bazemore's checked in for Justin Anderson. Denver's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. Thomas finds Jokic. That's in there. Thomas with the assist. Thomas got 4 assists in the game.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Now here's Bazemore. 8 points his last outing. Here's Davis, and it's Davis with the jam.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. Denver's gone 6 of 10 from three-point range, up over 50% for the ball game. Murray the pass to Lyles. Jokic kicks to Hernan Gomez. Now the pass to Lyles. Just 5 on the clock. Out left to the wing. Deep 2 from Murray. Denver the rebound. Jokic, no good.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Thomas goes in. He scores the basket. That's field goal number 3 for him.
And maybe a little disengaged in the first quarter. Ball didn't come his way. He's really provided some scoring in the second quarter of action.
Now here's Bazemore. He's got 10, and that one good.
And right now, Bazemore is really cooking from the field. His team should be feeding him the ball as much as possible, dangerous to the defense.
Here's Jokic. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against the Hornets in Charlotte.
The defensive mindset tonight was huge. He was a real pest coming up with all those steals and had great activity.
Prince outside. Bazemore with it. 12 points for him. Outside Prince from the baseline. Rebound by the Nuggets. Lyles got his 8th rebound here tonight. Here's Hernan Gomez. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got 3 assists tonight.
Like that from Murray right there. When he's passing it like this, it can make him so much better and so much more open.
Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
I thought Prince had a phenomenal second year in the NBA last season, asked to do a little bit more, a little more confidence in his ball handling and scoring ability. He jumped into the starting lineup, and he instantly became a key part of what they were trying to do in a very intricate offense around former coach Mike Budenholzer.
And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. You know, Brent, with Prince and his improvement, he just offers so much from the small forward position.
There's been growth in every portion of the Garden that has been his skill set. One of the better passers at his position. He showed that off and played much more under control last year. I think just given the minutes, he settled into what it is that he could do to be impactful in games, and did a great job with it in his second year.
Now here's Bazemore. Following the miss by Gary Harris. Herter lays it up and banks it in. 8 points for him.
Beautiful execution from him, building off a great first quarter, looking unstoppable here.
Now pass. He averages about 5 points a game. Here's Porter. Bazemore grabs the miss.
And the defense is just not very aggressive. Definitely fortunate that the mid-range jumper did not find the bottom of the net that time.
Porter with it. Picked up by Davis. And Greg, with Michael Porter combining the length, athleticism, and scoring ability, he's a rare prospect.
I mean, in high school, he was the #1 prospect on a lot of people's lists. Had the back injury in his only year of college, but everyone knew what he could do when given the chance.
The first free throw is good.
And guys, this is the way to stay in the game. They're doing a masterful job from the line. Perfect this quarter.
And Porter drops them both. And Michael Porter, he has the natural attributes of an elite scorer.
He's got incredibly deep range. You could see that all the way back in high school. Almost automatic from mid-range. And as he adds strength, he'll become a force inside as well.
Now here's Len. He's coming off a 10-point game against Washington.
Well, I think he was especially impressive on the glass. The defense had no idea what to do with him.
Even after a number of years in this league, Len still feels like a developmental project.
Well, out of the 5 positions, centers seem to be not only the latest guys to develop, but also with the way the game is going, you wonder what their position is in today's game. You look at Marc Gasol, he didn't become elite until he turned about 30 years old. Hassan Whiteside, DeAndre Jordan. It takes some time, Kevin.
No good on that one.
Well, the best part of this Hawks team now is their youth. And with youth comes a ton of potential, a ton of room for this team to grow together, both the new coaching staff and the new guys to the league. And they have some cap flexibility, some other things that they can do to get creative around this youthful and exuberant roster.
And he sinks the second.
And 7'1", the Ukrainian big Alex Len is so solid. Still a lot of time to reach his potential, and hopefully he finds a way to do that.
And the foul on Kent Bazemore. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
Shooting 2.
Free throw good for Morris. Paul Millsap's checked in for Leiden. And Morris drops them both. And so Bazemore will bring it up for the Hawks. .24 seconds left to play in the first half. Denver's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. Barton finds Millsap. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
And sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time he chose wisely.
And so it's tied as we head to halftime. Time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks, welcome back. Ernie Johnson alongside the Jet. That's Kenny Smith. The Diesel, that's Shaquille O'Neal. A lot of big-time action so far in this one. A competitive matchup for Atlanta in the first quarter. They kept at it on both ends of the floor, and at the end of the period, they had a slight deficit of 3 points. The second quarter was a tight battle, but they were the slightly better team. Not by very much, however. Kenny, what was your take on Atlanta?
Well, I like that they're aggressively going to the rack. That establishes an attitude, a certain toughness. They just need to stay committed to their game plan.
And you, big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Nuggets.
They played some solid team basketball, Arnie. Pretty good. They were sharing the ball. We saw some nice feeds, a lot of movement. It wasn't 5 individuals out there. It was one cohesive unit, and they got the assist to show for it. Their rhythm was nice.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go. Just go over there.
And we welcome you back with a look at such a terrific location here in the heart of downtown Atlanta. And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. You gotta like what Kent Bazemore has done in this game.
Yeah, and through 2 quarters, he's been lights out. And you know he's going to look to add to those totals.
And defensively, hard to force him out of the rhythm at this point because he has a number of ways with which he can beat you.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Second half underway. Here's who Mike Malone's got on the floor. Martin and Millsap at the small and power forward spots. Murray and Harris, the guards. And it's Jokic in at the center, filling out the middle. Atlanta's gone 6 of 14 with the 3 ball tonight, just a little over 40%. And the call up against Jokic. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
I don't know if you push the panic button now, but that's the 4th personal, and he needs to stay aggressive out there. So going to be interesting to see how he plays moving forward.
And the Hawks making a change here. Young's checked in. 6 for 10 with that shot going in. That's a good game for a lot of guys.
Yeah, terrific effort there by Young, really all night. The defense has tried to make adjustments, but he's just stayed one step ahead of him.
Here's Prince. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Prince has got 8 points.
And that's how to make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered.
Murray kicks to Jokic. Shoots over Len. Jokic passes to Murray. Denver passing it around. Offensive rebound. Millsap. Young with the steal. And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. Pass to Collins from deep. Rebound by the Nuggets. Jokic has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Murray kicks to Millsap. The Nuggets with another miss.
They look frustrated. 0 for 3. Not how you want to start the 3rd quarter.
Bazemore misses.
And defensively, moving his feet there, staying right on top of the shooter.
Some defenses are okay with giving up the mid-range shot. In this case, they contested.
The Nuggets trail by 4. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's Barton.
Well, the key there is Taurean Prince staying with his man, the versatility to guard positions, because he can guard a multitude of them.
A new head coach, Lloyd Pierce, is looking to bring a defensive approach to the Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, Pierce has the resume you would want from a defensive coach. He came up in those teams in Memphis during the grit and grind time and learned some defensive techniques from Brett Brown in Philadelphia. Helped them last year on the defensive end to be a much stingier defense in the league.
Vince Carter, he's checked in for Kent Bazemore. And Jokic slams it in.
Big man powering to the rack. Doesn't happen much in the league anymore, but Jokic is showing us why it's still effective.
For Atlanta, they've gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Murray against Young. He kicks to Prince. Out to the wing. Just 5 to shoot. Collins passes it to Young. Nuggets have gone only 1 of 5 from the field since halftime. Very slow start offensively. Murray, good.
And some good anticipation there. Murray quickly out, leaking in transition and filling the lane.
Atlanta's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Young against Murray. Here's Len. That one doesn't drop. Good defense by Jokic. It's Barton on the wing, guarded by Prince. Murray, the pass to Barton, and stolen by Prince. Here's Collins, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Paul Millsap picks one up.
Well, John Collins is a very athletic big man out of Wake Forest. He wasn't thought to be a very impactful rookie, but I think Mike Budenholzer timed it well as he got more minutes late in the year. And with that burst and length, he could be scary when he gets on his way to the rim.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
That free throw, no good. For Collins, Brent, he knows that he has a lot of growth in his game, wants to focus on working hard to improve.
Well, maybe his background will help him out. Grew up in a military household, and hard work seems to be second nature to what it is that he does. Many surprised on draft day when he dropped to 19th overall, even John Collins himself, but making up for lost time here.
And the second free throw, good.
They're ahead, but if they don't get a stop here, that free throw could prove critical.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Nuggets.
Yeah, you can't make any excuses right now for them giving the ball up as much as they have in this one. Hopefully they can get on the same page during this timeout.
All right, a chance to look at some stats for Barton.
His last 10 games, he's putting up 9 points a game, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. And guys, no question, he's a guy with some talent, but honestly, even he'd like to see those numbers improve.
From all the whispers that we've heard, he's been working hard on his game. It just has not showed up yet in the box score.
Now here's Murray. He's got 9. Here's Young. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. To the paint. Here's Collins. The shot from the low post is good. Collins has got 5 now.
I really like the awareness, noticing that he's got the mismatch, and then he just used his size as his advantage on the layup.
Now here's Jokic. Dedmon defending. The Hawks leading by 3. Outside Prince. Shoots over Barton. And it's Jokic with the rebound. Jokic has got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. To the inside. And there's Millsap. That's good on the assist by Barton. Barton's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. And so Young will bring it up for the Atlanta Hawks. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. Prince against Jokic. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Taurean Prince, the product out of Baylor, Brent. Sometimes you wish he would take more shots than he does.
Look, Prince has had a coach that's infused some confidence in him. He has a new coach this year, and we'll see if that carries over. But has had some moments, and Coach Bud leaned on him pretty heavy in the last campaign. We'll see if Pierce does the same this year.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
And he makes the first.
Really crushing the glass last season were the Nuggets, 7th overall in the league in rebounding and 2nd in offensive rebounds, which created a lot of second chance opportunities.
Catching up on the changes for Denver. Trey Lyles checked in for Jokic. Hernan Gomez comes in for Barton. And Isaiah Thomas subbed in for Gary Harris. And both free throws good for Prince. And talking about the Nuggets, they've been a good rebounding team now for a while.
Yeah, top 10 in the league over the past 7 seasons. Not a lot of people talk about their rebounding prowess, but the boards are one of those sneaky places where they can get possession and control the game a bit.
And here's Young. He's got 13. And there's a whistle. That goes on Hernangomez. That's foul number 2 for him.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Herter. That's tipped, and they'll keep possession. Shots good by Dedmon. The Nuggets trail by 3. Murray kicks to Thomas. Lyles passes to Thomas. Murray left side. Shot clock at 5. Lyles inside. Dedmon defending. Lyles no good. Herter shoots from the baseline. Here's Collins. Makes it off the glass. Collins has got 7 points.
And this is what happens when you fail to block out.
Defensive rebounding just as important as causing the miss in the first place.
And Murray, here we go. Count it.
And Murray showing some smarts right there. Some good patience in that pick and roll.
Atlanta leading by 3. Now, here is Young. 13 points in the game. Dedmon in the corner. Young against Murray. Drops in the tray.
I love the pace he's playing with, letting his offense come to him naturally and then building upon this lead for his team.
Outside Thomas. Up top, Lyles. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. Thomas, no good. Atlanta's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Bounce pass, Young. Chalk up 2 there. And now it's an 8-point Hawks lead.
Love the assist. I mean, he knew exactly where that bounce pass had to be to create that opportunity.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Here's Thomas. That shot is off. Good defensive work there by Young.
And a tough game for the guys around him, mainly because his shot's been hit and miss.
And now it's a double-digit lead. Collins has got 8 points here in this quarter.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over.
And I like this timeout. You're getting terrible rim protection right now.
Well, you got to ask your team to give you a little bit more effort because there's just not a lot of fire on the defensive end.
Both teams will make substitutions. And one of the trademarks of the many best point guards in the league, their ability to score in addition to distribute. So here now a look at the top scoring point guards this season. In the 3rd spot, Trae Young.
And this is a group of guys who have that uncanny knack to simply score and put points up while they find ways to get the rest of the team involved. Really the complete package.
Well, he is the modern point guard defined. Players who aren't just out there to direct traffic and keep the ball moving, but guys who can be the entire offense at times by themselves. Just tremendous scorers.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
With Kent Bazemore, Brent, a lot of what he brings on the defensive end starts with his length, a very large, long arm span.
Yeah, not a picnic for any guard that's trying to navigate around the length of Kent Bazemore. He's always had an impressive steal and block total as the seasons have gone on, and the ball handler doesn't ever feel quite comfortable with Baze around.
Mind the lanes. One shot.
crazy to think that Bazemore was mostly known for elaborate bench celebrations in Golden State before coming to Atlanta, but he's worked his way up and has eventually become a starter and a very important player, key player for these Atlanta Hawks.
Now here's Barton. 8 points for him. Feeds it to Plumlee. To halt the run, and it's slammed in by Plumlee.
Yeah, no more can we talk about underrated jumping ability from the Plumlees. Suddenly he's up and attacking the rim.
Well, for Bazemore, working his way up has been a theme for his career.
Yeah, undrafted out of ODU, Old Dominion. He got reps in the Summer League and the D League, as it was known at the time, now the G League. And every challenge that he's met it head on with great enthusiasm and has found a way to gain a coach's confidence. Here we are now.
Young finds Bazemore. Outside, Davis. Now, here's Dedmon. Not a lot of room. And once again off the mark by Atlanta.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Shot's good by Lyles.
Well, Barton had a good feel about what was happening defensively, and his teammate was wide open.
It's Young on the wing. He's guarded by Thomas. Thomas against Young. Davis. And the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
Well, collectively, they've done it tonight here. A passionate performance from the squad.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
You know, this is not an area where they expect him to contribute. You know, he's a guy that shot below 70% last season.
One shot, gentlemen.
The Nuggets trail by 13. Thomas with the ball. He has 6. Over Davis. And Denver again with the bucket.
How good is that? I mean, he can make a defender look foolish at times.
And here's Young. He'll bring it up for the Hawks. They've led by as many as 14 points. Bazemore against Morris. And Bazemore kicks to Davis. 6 on the shot clock. With nobody on him, he buries the jumper. Davis has got 5 points in the quarter. On the wing, Morris. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on Trae Young.
2.
First one falls for him. Alex Len's checked in for the Hawks. Taurean Prince comes in for Dwayne Dedmon. Jokic has checked in for Denver. No good on the second free throw. Atlanta leading by 12. And Young kicks it to Bazemore. Good D by Thomas. Denver's gone past the three-point line for 13 of their shots. They're 6 of 13. Barton, no luck. Atlanta's gone 2 of 5 with the three-point shot since coming out of the break. Morris against Young. To the paint. That's good from Davis on the assist by Young. Young's got his 5th assist in this one.
And that's the advantage of having a lead guard who can both pass and shoot. Young draws attention, then takes advantage of a poor rotation defensively.
Now here's Thomas. He's got 8.
And it's been a tough past season and a half for Isaiah Thomas. Traded from Boston to Cleveland and then once again traded to the Lakers. Rare to see a guy get traded twice in a season following an MVP caliber performance like he had back in 2017.
First one falls for him. Harris is checked in for Denver. Both free throws good from Isaiah Thomas. And 1:01 left to play here in the third. Herter, he's guarded by Thomas. Len down low. He's against Jokic. Len, good. Len's got 7 points in the game.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half, sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Now here's Plumlee. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game.
And you can see how dangerous that catch-and-shoot game can be. Will Barton continues to impress.
Atlanta leading by 11. Herter, he's guarded by Thomas. Down low. Len, good. He's got 9.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Thomas feeling it out a bit. Pass to Jokic. Missed. And so it's Atlanta looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. They've had active hands and have forced a lot of turnovers in this one. And we'll be right back after this. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
That's what great passing will do for you right there, dissecting the defense with that play.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. Over on the wings, it's Bazemore and Prince. Alex Len out there with Davis, so that's the lineup for Atlanta. Prince kicks it to Bazemore. He can't hit that time. Some solid defense from Harris. 3-pointer, Barton. He can't get that one to fall. And Atlanta will go the other way with it. Passes it to Len. Plumlee with the steal. Now Thomas. Misses the 3. Prince against Barton. Prince dishes to Bazemore. Back to Prince. Shoots over Barton. Misses off the left iron. And the call will be against Alex Len. That'll be his second foul of the game. The Nuggets trail by 13. Denver calls timeout. And for Jokic, just keeps getting better, Brent, but always stays very grounded in terms of his personality.
Yeah, I think his brothers had a lot to do with that. You just don't see the big ego coming out of him. In fact, you see a guy who's enjoying the game. He smiles, he's laughing with teammates, he enjoys being with this group and around this coaching staff, and he went as far as to say that he plays every game as a game of pickup basketball in his hometown. I need to travel over there and get in that game.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Hey, guys, well, Mike Malone talked to his team during that last timeout. He was not happy with their play. He told them, we're getting outworked out there. Simple as that. We got to dial up our effort. Kevin, we'll see if they have enough to get it done.
Just continuing to develop an overall game that was evident coming into the league. Gary Harris getting better at spotting the open man.
Atlanta calls timeout. And such a great shooting stroke for Gary Harris. Brent, starting to become a guy who can create as well for others.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he has a score-first mentality, but he's capable of doing that, and he's really about the team. He really does whatever it is that the staff is asking of him. He's surrounded by some good young talent, and he seems to fit right in with everything that goes on top of the responsibilities that Mike Malone gives him.
So it's the Hawks now. Denver getting their last shot to go. Just 5 on the clock. Herter. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good.
Beautiful timing, execution, great move to the rack.
Murray kicks to Jokic. And Jokic slams it in. Great game for him. Double-double now. 10 points and 16 rebounds.
Jokic is a big center, tough to contain, close to the basket. That's a nice throwdown.
Now here's Len. The dish to Bazemore. Outside, Davis. And a miss there on the triple. And it's Harris with the ball for the Denver Nuggets. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nuggets will retain possession. John Collins, he's checked in for Atlanta. Near the three-point line, it's Millsap. Hits the front of the rim and out.
Yeah, bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
Yeah, just too anxious to try and make something happen out there. This is about the team, not about you.
Now here's Murray. Defense right on him. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Great open look there. And that's 13 points for Jokic.
Your big man out on the perimeter can cause all kinds of problems for a defense, and Jokic has the range.
Bazemore on the wing. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And the Hawks lead by 12.
And when the score is as lopsided as it is, and you can see they smell blood in the water, my man is going for the jugular.
Murray, good.
Yeah, maybe the shot selection in the first half took him out of a rhythm, but in the second half, he's making everything.
Herter, he's covered by Murray. Right wing, and out of bounds as the Nuggets gain possession. And let's see what Denver has coming up. On Monday, they'll be taking on Jonas Valanciunas and the Memphis Grizzlies. Then on Friday, they'll go up against Russell Westbrook and the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And when you look at that Raptors matchup, you know they want to come out and make a big statement in that one. It won't be easy, but anything can happen.
And it's slammed in by Millsap.
That's a man's move from Millsap, getting the hoop plus the harm.
And the Hawks making a change here. Young's checked in. One misses for Millsap. Atlanta leading by 8. And it's in there.
More and more signs of the skill set of Taurean Prince as he finds an open teammate.
For Denver, they've gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. Murray, the pass to Jokic. The baseline jam. The rebound by Prince. Prince has got 11 rebounds in the game. The Nuggets trail by 10. It's Barton on the wing. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got his 8th assist here tonight. Hawks have gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. And the foul on Will Barton. That's his first foul. Bazemore against Harris. Here's Len.
Jokic showing off the defensive work there. Outstanding at staying in the face of his man.
Here's Barton. And he overshot that one, missing. The Hawks leading by 8. Takes it from 10. Collins, good. Collins has got 10 points here in the second half.
Coaching staff high-fiving themselves there, watching that team move the ball around, doing whatever is best for the team.
Harris against Bazemore. It's Barton on the wing. Barton missing again.
Now this is a quarter that he would love to forget as soon as possible. Not getting anything to go.
Young kicks it to Len. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Here's Collins. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And the Denver Nuggets get called for the foul. John Collins has some areas of his game, Brand, he'd like to improve, but finishing at the rim isn't one of them.
No, definitely not. He's 6'10" and just explosive when he gets around the rim. Great composure in traffic, and I don't think he gets rattled at all by contact down there. I think he gets to salivating a little bit to have those big finishes that we saw in his rookie campaign.
And he makes the first. Both good from the line that time.
And just a better job of getting to the line here in the second half. Didn't get there once in the first.
Murray kicks to Jokic. Shoots over Len. The Nuggets with another miss. Shoots from the elbow. Bazemore misses. The Nuggets trail by 12. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Bangs home the trifecta.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second 3 of the game.
Murray against Young. Over to the wing. Here's Collins. Hits the three-point bomb. And the Hawks lead by 12.
Not a stellar first half, but he's become an absolute machine scoring the ball in the second.
The pass to Harris. Back to Murray. Launches a 3. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Harris has got 3 assists now in this one. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for the Atlanta Hawks. And stolen by Murray. And Trae Young gets the whistle that time. That's it for him. He's fouled out of the game.
And he has to take that long, slow walk back to the bench here. He'll watch the rest of this one from the sideline.
The Nuggets trail by 9. Murray outside. From deep. Atlanta with the rebound. Here's Prince. And the foul on Will Barton. That'll be his second foul of the game. Herter, he's covered by Murray. Herter, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's going to be on Jamal Murray.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. He hits both from the stripe. The Nuggets trail by 11. Stolen. Herter. He's covered by Murray. Millsap with the double team. About a quarter of the players in the NBA were born outside the USA. Brent, could that percentage swell to half within a couple decades?
I don't think we're ever going to get that far with foreign-born players, but it's exciting to see all the representation around the league. We've certainly had some standouts, and I'm a little bit sad that this year might be the last year we see one of the most incredible players, if not the best European player the league's ever seen, in Dirk Nowitzki, probably retiring in Dallas after the year.
That free throw, no good. And the second free throw, good. The Nuggets trail by 12. Ball's knocked loose. Harris finds Millsap. Harris against Bazemore. Pass to Jokic. Puts up a three. Rebound Atlanta. Bazemore's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And it's Prince penetrating. And the ball travels out of his hands. It was last touched by Jokic. Bazemore passes to Collins. And finished off by Collins.
And how about the execution on that play? The screen was set up in exactly the right spot.
And the finish wasn't too bad either.
Yeah, it's funny how you see so many picks, but this one sets up the defense well. No one rotates over. Bang.
Here's Harris. Following the bucket by the Hawks.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Out of bounds. Denver takes possession. The Nuggets trail by 14. And here is Murray. Lays it up off the glass. Murray's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
Pass to Len. Dishes it to Bazemore. Off target with his three.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here in this quarter.
Buries the long-range jumper. Martin's got it back down to within single digits for Denver. And so Bazemore will bring it up for the Hawks. They've led by as many as 14 points. Passes it to Len. This one for three. The shot missing. Now Denver takes it the other way. And Harris wide open. He shoots. Good, and the assist goes to Murray.
Good looking shot from Harris. Clean look for the offense.
Atlanta calls timeout.
And he could tell his guys starting to wear down a little bit. Call time to just let them get their legs back under them.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Trae Young.
And tell you what, he's worked very hard to get himself in good position throughout the course of this game. And that comes across in his shooting percentage. He's hit over half his shots from the field. And that's not because he got hot as much as it's because of the effort he put in to get himself open.
Well, he needed a game like this badly. He's been struggling for a while now, but tonight he broke out of that slump in style. Herter, he's covered by Murray. The dish to Land. To the inside, Collins. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
He hits the first one, and that stretches their lead to 8. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 9-point ball game here. Denver calls timeout. They're trailing by 9. 1:58 left in the fourth. Now here's Murray. And there's the pass to Jokic. Len grabs the board.
And you got to give him credit there. Great effort to contest that shot.
Well, I love the fact that they put the security system on their house, protecting the paint there.
Now here's Len. Herter, he's covered by Murray. 6 to shoot. Here's Collins. The Hawks again can't hit. The Nuggets trail by 9. .116 left in the fourth quarter. Inside, stolen by Collins.
You could stay active on defense. Good things usually happen. Right there, quick hands helped alter what would have been a sure 2 there.
Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Here's Len, and he uses the glass on the layup.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for the Hawks.
And they're fully in control now, but there were some tense moments, I thought, for them throughout this game.
Listen, they certainly weren't coasting despite what the score looks like. I love the way they came together, though, whenever things started to look a little dire and really put the hammer down.
And this will be a big win for them. Lucky win number 13 now in the bag.
A 2-game season series. They win them both and complete the sweep.
And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Trae Young.
Yeah, it felt like there was more than one of him out there tonight. He was involved on every possession, and he made his presence felt in so many ways.
Murray kicks to Jokic. To the paint, here's Millsap, and it's slammed in by Millsap.
Amazing how much the offense has changed around the center position and the way Jokic can see the floor.
And so it's the Hawks taking care of business in this one. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.